Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Top Shelf Anarchy. We got, I'm pretty sure I just saw a whole bunch of berries and cherries behind this building over here. So let's go take a look. Shall we? Come along for the ride. So I don't know what's going on here. Assuming it was something inside that store there. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like maybe theft or a fight or something. Yeah, what was the call about? See if he'll answer me.
Hey, this is crime scene and I have to have you back out, please. Thank you.
Okay, well, can you tell me what the call was about?
And I have to have you back out, please. Thank you.
Can I
All right.
ask you just to go out to the sidewalk, sir?
Sure, you guys gonna put tape up here?
Yes, we are.
You are? All right.
This
Could
is
you
crime-
just
this is a crime scene.
could you just inform us about what the call was about?
Not right now, but if you can just go hang out on the sidewalk for me, sir.
You got a
So, yeah, we're going to be putting crime scene up here, and this is a crime scene, okay? So don't enter the crime scene.
well, I can enter right now because there's no tape.
No, I'm telling you right now, you can't enter the crime scene even without the tape. So if you stand on the sidewalk.
I'm on the sidewalk.
Yeah, keep going.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you
Okay.
pushing the video camera out that far? What?
We're going to be putting crime scene tape all around here.
And what's the purpose of coming this far away from where the crime scene is over there? You see these guys? They don't like the light of transparency of a camera. Wow. Pushing me really far away from a crime scene that appears to be inside that store. They just threaten you. They don't care about your freedoms. They just threaten you. If you don't get far enough away, all of a sudden, they'll threaten you. They don't care about your freedoms. They don't care about your liberties. They'll stick you in a cage. Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me what the call was about?
Back up to the sidewalk.
This is it, guys. Sociopaths right here. They can't even answer a journalist question. I'm asking for publication, and you guys are threatening me. Is the crime scene inside the store, or is it out here in the parking lot? Sir, I'm asking a question. Is the crime scene in the store, or is it in the parking lot?
From this, yeah, perfect, yeah.
Here he goes. He's putting up the camera tape. You guys don't like transparency, huh? What is it that you are afraid of journalists capturing?
Nothing,
your
sir.
duties. So why are you pushing us so far away?
You don't interfere with our investigation.
Oh, so a camera interferes with your investigation.
Well, we have possible evidence on the scene. You can't go up to the store, and so you're welcome to videotape all you want from right here.
Excuse me.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you won't answer questions. I just asked a simple question about what the call was about. And you look at me like I'm just a peasant. A private sector peasant. that doesn't deserve answers? The hell's the matter with you people? Who taught you all to be sociopaths and antisocial? Except amongst your sociopathic selves, of course. This is insanity. The people that are watching right now want to know what the call was about. Do you have a public information officer that maybe can come back behind this keep the journalist back tape and answer some simple questions? Nothing. Just a bunch of sociopaths. This is why socialism does not work in any enterprise, including policing. It's fucking insane. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look where he put the tape up.
Stop harassing him, asshole! Stop harassing him!
Poor soul, just licking boots. Look at this. I ask a question what the call was about, and the very first thing they do is threaten me. Threaten state-sanctioned kidnapping if I don't move back. I don't know why people are okay with this. You got people like Sean Hannity and Mark Levin that just call these guys heroes, but unless you have CNN or Fox News plastered on your chest, these guys treat you like subjects. The entire country's been turned into subjects and rulers. And these are the king's men right here. Shame. Such a shame. Look at this. Unbelievable. I know what I'm gonna do. This is them right here. I'd like to know what the call was about, but these guys, these sociopathic nut jobs, with badges on their chest and guns on their hip. I mean, if it's a crime in there and I ask, hey, what's the call about? Just tell me. But no, instead it's threatening people. We'll lock you in a cage if you ask any questions or get too close. This is Mesa City right here, guys. Mesa police officers. They don't care about your freedoms. They don't care about your liberties. All they care about is the iron fist that they've been empowered with to crush anybody that shines the light of transparency upon them. Look at this guy. Now he's wrapping tape way back here. Hey, bro, let me ask you a question.
You're gonna have to move.
What's that?
You're gonna have to move.
I'm gonna have to move, or what? You're gonna put your hands on me and
Nope,
commit
you're
state?
gonna be inside the tape.
No, you were gonna put me inside the tape. I was standing right over there where there was
That's why I
no
asked you
tape.
to move.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Who told you it was okay to accept stolen loot? Look at this guy. Look at it. He's still pushing me way out here. Who told you it was okay to accept stolen loot to fund your entire standard of living? And then treat people like peasants when I ask a simple question what the call was about. Huh? You couldn't get a job in the private sector? Hold down a meaningful job? All I asked was a simple question what the call was about, and now I'm literally threatened Not only did I not get a simple answer, I'm literally threatened by a sociopathic thug like you. Shame on you. Well, guys, you can see how far they've pushed me back. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We should be able to have our cameras on these government agents in anything they do. Yet, that's transparency. Look how far I am back, guys. Look how far I am back. When the crime scene is in that store right there. Unbelievable. Tied to the bank, or whatever this is, Alaska, what is it? Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. Unbelievable. This is what we pay taxes for, guys. Right here. Well, I don't pay taxes. I have them stolen out of my check and right into these guys' checks right here. These guys willfully, nobody forced them to accept stolen loot to fund their standard of living. They willfully chose to accept a career knowing that their entire paychecks, all of their pension, their entire standard of living was funded with stolen loot. Pretty sure that makes their moral bar in the shitter. I would never accept a government job where I know my paycheck is going to be funded by the victimization of people they like to call taxpayers instead of victims of state-sanctioned extortion. And this is the result of state-sanctioned extortion. You lose your freedoms because these sociopathic nutjobs think they can just end transparency with a yellow fucking tape. You get people like Sean Hannity and Mark Levin that'll say these guys are heroes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No transparency from Mesa Police. None whatsoever. Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Maybe you guys can answer a simple question. Just asking what the call was about. Just asking what the call was about. This is your time to shine, guys. No, nothing. They just walk away from you. I'm just a peasant trying to get information for the community, to disseminate that information to the community. They just walk away. Unbelievable. Shame on you guys. Can't even answer simple questions. Let me try and clean this lens here real quick. Should be a little bit better. I'm just taking a wild guess here, guys. I don't want to disseminate bad information. I don't know what's going on here. I'm assuming it was maybe a theft. I don't know. Maybe it looks like with this amount of cops, you would assume it would be an armed robbery. That could be what would entice all these officers to come out here. But then again, it won't be too much longer before somebody spits on the sidewalk and you'll be surrounded with cops in this number. These guys will enforce anything their mafia bosses called politicians write on a piece of paper and vote on. There's those guys right there, folks. I want you to pay real close attention to me. These people right here, the service that they say they're providing to the community would be much better served by people operating in the free market and not living off the bounty stolen by tax agents. These guys literally fund their entire standard of living with stolen loot. I don't know, it's probably a legitimate call, theft or assuming maybe a robbery, an armed robbery maybe, but you can't get answers out of these sociopaths. They just threaten you immediately as soon as they see a camera. They have no social skills whatsoever. They have no ability to deal with private sector humans. I'm telling you, they believe private sector humans are peasants. They forget who they work for. This young cop right here, bet you his mom and dad's real proud that he decided to fund his standard of living with stolen loot. You know how many parents I've heard say, oh, a government job's a great job. So here it is, folks. At Top Shelf Anarchy, we analyze the toxic relationship between government human beings and private sector human beings. And here it is on full display. They won't answer a simple, basic question, but they will threaten you. They have no problem threatening to cage you, put their hands on you, commit state-sanctioned kidnapping. They don't care. They're literally a cult of thugs. It's unbelievable. I came here, I asked nicely, you guys can see at the beginning of this live stream, I asked, hey, just wondering what the call's all about. And what's the first thing out of their mouth? Move back. Well, that's nice. And if I find out that there's nothing outside here that's part of the crime scene and it's inside that store, oh, this is another denial of freedom of the press. Look at this. Look at this. From this tape all the way across that spot right there, which is another driveway, which is kind of hard to see at this angle, and then up onto the sidewalk in that store right there. Look at that. That's not transparent. It's being idiots. When you get a private sector human that comes up and asks what the call was about, just answer the question and quit being a thug. But these guys aren't trained like that. They're literally sociopaths. They don't care about your freedoms. They don't care about your liberties. They will put their hands on you and stick you in a cage for asking a question while standing in the wrong spot. And they won't lose a second of sleep over it. These guys need to be put in mental institutions and not out on the streets with guns on their hip and badges on their chest that make them unaccountable for what they do with those guns. Nothing pisses me off more than police officers that will not answer simple questions. It would have taken them 3 seconds to answer the question. Not even. Oh, it was a robbery. Oh, it was an armed robbery. Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. That's not what I got. Instead, move back or you're going to jail. But, you know, people like Sean Hannity, Mark Levin, you get all the conservatives, the talking heads out there, saying these guys are heroes. 99% of them are great people. 100% of them willfully chose to accept stolen loot to fund their paychecks, to fund their pensions, and to fund their entire standard of living. Everything they own, from their house to their car, to the clothing on their back, to the food they put in their mouth, is paid for with stolen loot. Hey, dumbasses! Hey, dumbasses! Hey, yo! Sociopaths. Hey, dumbasses! Were your moms and dads proud that you enslaved millions of taxpayers to fund your standard of living and then threaten them when they ask a simple question? Criminals! That's what you are, you're criminals! You all need to be in jail! You're a danger to this community! I gave you an opportunity to shine and just answer a simple question what the call was about. And the next words out of your mouths were, "Get back." Shame on you. You want to know where socialism doesn't work? Right there. That's socialism. Your entire standard of living is funded with stolen loot. Yeah, and they just laugh about it. Like bullies in a high school. They don't care about your freedoms. They don't care about your liberties. Look how far they've got me back here. And they told me this was all a crime scene. Well, we'll do a FOIA request and we'll find out where the real crime was. Was it in the store or was it out here? Because if it was in the store and they blocked all this to keep a camera back in order to avoid transparency over there, that's a violation of freedom of the press. Another violation. Hey, I don't see any detectives out here searching an apparent crime scene. Unbelievable. Bunch of thugs. This is socialism in policing, people. Right here. They don't give a fuck about private sector human beings. It's a cult. Their standards of living are guaranteed to be funded with stolen loot, and they don't care. They don't care about your freedoms. They don't care about your liberties. You ask the wrong question, and they'll put their hands on you, commit state-sanctioned kidnapping, and the badge will make them 100% unaccountable for the crimes they commit against peasants. That's what we have for Mesa Police. You guys are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Why won't one of you nut up and come over here and have a human conversation about what's going on here? Unbelievable. Can't even answer questions. Sad. It's so sad. When are you going to be an adult and come over here and answer some basic questions? Unbelievable. No transparency when it comes to Mesa Police. They keep everybody back so nobody watches, nobody asks any questions. You know, it was a Mesa police officer that arrested a coworker of mine for doing nothing other than filling up her car with gas. But she had a state medical marijuana badge hanging from her neck, and this dumbass cop decided he could get an easy DUI through the system. So he arrested her. You guys can see that video on my channel. And about 2 years later, that same arresting officer was arrested for kidnapping literally 60 women in Phoenix. They'll call it an arrest, but it was kidnapping 60 young women in the back of his car. And I can only, you can only guess what happened then. And I believe my coworker would have been one of those if I had not been there with the camera. Luckily, she only spent a night in jail, no charges, they let her out. But I wonder what would have happened if my camera wasn't there. This right here, folks, is the death of freedom of the press right here. Right here. If I had Fox News on my chest, or if I had CNN on my chest, or I had MSNBC, oh, they'd have a public information officer right here answering pretty much any of the BS questions that they ask anyways. But if you're a private sector human with a camera and a channel, These thugs think they're kings and they can just declare what is free press and what isn't. It's absolutely nuts. The disdain for freedom that these Mesa City officers have is unbelievable. And the bootlickers that support these guys are just unbelievably dumb. Are they allowed to tape off beyond the crime scene?